Today I would like to share with you my theory and my philosophy about mistakes and emotions, and how mistakes and emotion connect to each other, how we mentally handle mistakes and emotion in our life, in our real life, and how mistakes and emotions mentally transfer to the horse education, and how horsemen control and why he have to control his mistakes and emotion when he educate a horse in a horsemanship education. I would like to start to sharing with you my knowledge from my life and experience of my life, how I understand how emotions connect to the mistakes, and where emotions come from the human body. Yes, from the human body. I have in my life a couple mentors what I'm learned from, how to communicate with people, how to communicate with family, with other people, and with animals. Like you know already, I was in professional sport for 9 years. I was a professional saber fencer. And that's a one mentor. Actually, two mentors, it was two coaches. And I will gonna explain you differences between two coaches. And I have another mentor, my grandfather, father of my father. And another mentors, I have my mother and my father, who educate me about life and teach me what's wrong and what's right in the real life. So let's talk first of all about my grandfather. That's probably the most important part of the mistakes and emotions what come actually from the human. How he educated me. In reality, he not educate me at all. He just was an amazing person, and he just sitting in the couch and play accordion, and he was blind for 20 years. And he shares with me a lot of stories how his family have horses and colors about horses, about different horses, and about his previous life. And I was a little kid all the time sitting beside him, and I really enjoy listening how he play accordion and listen to the story. And the hardest part it was to see how when he play accordion, how a blind man cry. And because this eyes of the human that's completely dead, they're just, he have eyes, but when he's staring at you, he cannot see, so they're blank completely. So that's crazy emotions from the my grandfather side. When he look at you and he cannot see you, he have emotions, even we don't feel them. And when you as a kid look on your grandfather and these eyes, and you have very strange emotions inside of you. So what I'm trying to say, in my opinion, mistakes causing, first of all, I don't know even where to start, where to finish. Who said it's right and wrong? Where mistakes, it's actual mistake, so it's not mistake. Or who said it's supposed to be this way? And who said horse have to, because we're talking about horsemanship, horse have to travel in round pen beside the panel and develop this balance and coordination. It's just, again, it's just our own thinking, human thinking. That's what we're thinking it's right. And when horse does mistake, then emotions kick in, and then we upset, angry, and etc. But let's put this away for now. What it's actually mistakes and emotion. So what actually cause mistake in the human mental abilities? In my opinion, it's a visualizing our eyes, because we can see when mistake actually happen, and our feel when we touch with our hands or touching with our different body parts in our body. And when it's feel uncomfortable, then we know it's a mistake. Exactly the same, I believe, first of all, if we see with our eyes and we see mistake it's happened, that's how it's transfer, visualizing effects transfer to to our mental abilities, and after it's kick in to our hormones, and then we getting upset. But again, like I said before, I'm not a doctor and I truly don't know how that's work, but that's how I feel, and I want to lead you and explain you how it's will going to transfer to our horsemanship education and why we should stay back and relax. So why I put my grandfather and share with you my story from my life, and put in front of my grandfather and share why he was blind. Because I believe so much, he cannot see mistakes. Say for example, he just sit in a room and I take a mug, just regular cup of mug. And if I'm gonna take this mug and I'm gonna put in the middle of the table, this mug gonna stay still, not gonna fall down from the table. But if I take a mug and I'm gonna put in the corner of the table, I done mistake and mug gonna fall down. But he cannot see that. He just gonna hear that if he's not deaf. So that's what I'm trying to say. So visualizing system, when we look with our eyes, we can see mistake will gonna happen. We can prevent this mistake, or we can see this mistake already happen, and that's why our emotions start to grow. And they're getting very bad, very upset, or they're gonna be very happy. It's exactly the same. Say for example, you take a picture and you start to draw. And say for example, you have a book in front of you and you have a picture and you want to draw exactly the same picture as a book. If you're blind, can you draw? Absolutely not. Can you have emotions? Absolutely not. But if you as a human have eyes and you start to draw and you cannot succeed what's happened in this book, you cannot draw exactly the same picture as a book, you just cannot do it. It's a mistake because you don't know how to do it. Or say for example, you make this line not exactly the same as a tree in this book and this picture, so you done mistake. So again, you're gonna erase and draw again, erase and draw again. Emotions kick in, frustration, upsetness. So again, it's connect to our eyes. Exactly the same. That's just, I can give you tons of examples. And when we start to work with our in the horsemanship, we start to educate the horses. It's exactly the same. When we see horse not move the way how we would like the horse move, because it's not comfortable for our eye, we don't feel it's right. But again, who said horse have to move this way? Like I said, it's a very deep subject, and reality, it exists beauty in a life. It's exists proper movements. But again, who said it's a proper movement? Who said this beautiful and this ugly? Again, it's what comfortable, in what please us through our vision, through our eye. That's what I just think. It's just my thinking, it's my philosophy. Say for example, we want to buy a horse, or we look on a horse. We have a buckskin horse, or we have regular chestnut horse. What attracts us right away? Buckskin. But this buckskin might don't have not mental abilities, not physical abilities, not conformation. Again, our eye, first of all, telling us, that's a beautiful, I want to have it. But maybe this chestnut million times better horse than this buckskin. Again, emotion. You're so happy, oh my God, I want to get this buckskin. But when you go to this chestnut, no, I don't want this chestnut. Again, unhappy emotions. So again, we have to think first of all with our brain, not with our eyes. So again, it's very interesting. A very interesting subject, and I all the time think about this. And when I'm working with horses, it's I all the time on any method when I work with horses and educated horses and develop my methods, I all the time think first of all with my brain, not with my eyes, and not with my feelings. And that's very, very, very hard to do. So that's, again, it's just my thinking about it. That's why about the human eye, and that's exactly what I learned from my grandfather, because I didn't see him getting upset much. I didn't see him be very happy much, because he don't have eyes. He cannot see the world. He can feel and can hear. So that's how mistakes, when we visualize our mistake and we can see mistake with our eye, then emotion connect to our eyes. Emotions can be happy, emotion can be frustrated, emotion can be angry, vicious, very, very happy, or they can be very mellow. And again, only just by through our eye, to look through our eye on any object or any animal or any human or any method or any movement in our life. So that's how I feel mistakes and emotion connect to our eye. So before we're going to start to apply actually methods right now, it's methods right now actually. Horse staying still. And we know Ross even not 2 years old yet. Because that's right now from the round pen, stop and face you and stay still. Doesn't matter what horseman gonna do. Walk, stay still, talk to the camera, talk to the crowd, share their philosophy and their knowledge with crowd. Horse have to know, stay still. So that's right now already methods from the round pen, from discover philosophy methodology in round pen. So before we're even going to start to educate horse right now with methods in hand communication, we have to understand. Same like we develop mental and physical abilities in round pen, exactly the same we have to develop in hand communication flexibility in the horse muscle, develop tissue of the muscle, develop mental abilities, develop balance coordination, develop horse lungs, physical emotions, control emotions in the forward motion. So for us it's very important to understand this. We're not just going to move these physical exercises, apply these physical exercises. We have to have a reason behind why we have to do that and what we're developing in the horse mental and physical ability. That's our walk, that's our trot, that's our lope, if you remember that. Again, point, give opportunity, point, voice command, wake up, beautiful. And now I have to try to stay in a very, very close area. So almost not chasing the horse shoulders and mental abilities. And horse have to learn how to travel around me, not to pull, and travel around me. Continue travel, continue travel. Right now it consistently and never stop till I give you different cue. Now I'm gonna stop and my horse gonna stay still. Again, round pen, stop and face you. Give to the pressure in the forward motion. Very good job. I'm very proud of you. So let's talk about other mentors in my life. It's from my previous life, from my sport life, 2 coaches. Like I said before, first coach was very successful coach, and he till today successful. I think he close to 8 years old. He lives in Los Angeles, United States. He continue train champions, but his methods are completely different from my second coach. And if you're gonna put 2 coaches, both coaches actually very successful. But if you take 2 coaches in front of me, because I passed my sport education with these 2 coaches, I will choose second coach. And what I'm trying to explain you right now, that's exactly what's going to happen in the horsemanship. We have trainers very successful with different knowledge and with different methods and with different philosophy. And we as a human have to understand what's wrong and what's right, and how results was actually achieved for this success with horsemanship in horse education, mentally and physically. Very important what I just told you a second ago. So let's take these two coaches. Again, how our eyes connect to education in the sport. So first coach, he explained you, he showed you once or twice and physical exercise, and he start to practice with you. He never will give you repetitions, he will never give you relaxation. He just gonna work with you, yell and scream on you, push you mentally to the limit, so finally you will break with fear and you start to perform the way he wants, or you're gonna be hurt, and I mean hurt. He will gonna take a saber and he will apply physical pain on your leg, on your hand, till your nerves and mental abilities actually start to perform the way you want. And after every day he's gonna develop this way till it's gonna get right. And after he's desensitized, that's a proper word to use here, he did desensitize your emotions and feelings, so you become a robot. And that's exactly what's happened in a different training and education in the horse life. They're desensitized their feelings, they're training with fear, so they're submit and they're continue work for you. Anytime I done mistake when this first coach educate me, he correct me with fear and pain till I will afraid to do these mistakes, and he will numb my emotions. But I told you before, I broke down, I cannot handle this education, and I walk away with a lot of emotions and completely fall apart. So after it took me other coach, and then that was involved timing and repetitions, increasing time in each repetition, relaxation, a lot of patience, mistake, and each mistake, if I done each mistake, it was immediately shut down, stop, and try again. A lot of relaxation when you done mistake. Stay still, think what you done wrong, and start all over again. And I agree so much with this education, because what we're developing like this, we're developing mental and physical abilities. We're developing tissue of the muscle and memory of the muscle with good hormones, happiness, and we want to continue learn this and connect to educator. A lot of time he stop, and if he cannot succeed, and that's how our eye connect to this education and emotion into the mistake. Our visualizing education connect. When I did a lot of mistakes and I cannot succeed in physical exercise, he stopped and he showed me step by step how to apply. He actually takes sword, or he have to move with his own legs, and show me physical exercise by himself and break everything in small pieces. How to move your knee, how to move your toe, how to lean forward, how to put balance on your shoulder, how to apply your hand, and after bring together. And when he started to educate me, he, again, Russ, first of all, leg, after hip, after shoulder, after hand, after weight, after attack, or etc. physical exercise. So everything was broke. And again, was repetition. First of all, hand and hip, stop, relax. Second repetition, toe, hip, shoulders, stop, relax. So what I'm trying to say is, he break everything in repetition, timing, and he showed me how to apply proper way. And I, like I told you before, I grow so fast on my education, in my sport education, and accomplish this way amazing results. So I transfer this education to when I educate horses, and that's why I share it with you, so you will try to understand that. When horse does mistake, it's not point at all, and this particular time to fix this mistake of the horse, because physical abilities are wrong position of the horse body and the wrong position, legs, neck, rib cage, hindquarters. Mental abilities gone completely. They're not connected to you as an educator. And at the same time, we're going to apply a lot of energy with our pressure, with our energy, voice command, body language, and fix this. So what we're doing, we're fixing with fear, not with education. So anytime horse does mistake, you have to be so strong mentally. You have to visualize this with your eyes, understand this, control yourself, and stay back. Let your horse relax and start all over again. Because that's how truly will animal understand what are you educating him. And that's what truly will human understand when human educate another human. Not by dominating with fear, damage, desensitize mental abilities, and make from the horse robot machine so he can just perform because he know he's going to be kicked or he's going to be pulled very hard on his face. And exactly the same human. We have to not create a machine, a robot on any sport or any education. You have to develop mental and physical abilities of the human and our animals. So that's a mentor, my grandfather, what educate me. When I grow, I start to understand. When I was little, I not understand that. But now when I grow, I understand what's happened then when I was kid between me and my grandfather. And another mentor, it's my coaches in my sport education, how truly let me mentally understand what's right and what's wrong when you educate the human mentally and physically. I'm going to pick up the rope right now and apply the pressure. I will create pressure in the horse nose and create the pain. And it will be pressure in the horse pull. Surviving instinct of the horse mental abilities will kick in. Horse might gonna fight, might gonna give you head down because it's a pain involved. And horse wants to escape from the pain. That's why horse using surviving instinct and give the pressure. That's not education mentally. That's education from the fear and pain.